tell us about a time where you had to come back from like a serious injury of your own.
Yeah, of course. Worst one that I ever had, I tore my ACL, kept training, and then tore my medial meniscus as a result because of that extra movement in my knee. And this was during PT school, so I had to wait a couple of years before getting surgery, and that took me out basically a complete year from training with that surgery recovery. Essentially, I did the normal kind of post-op PT protocol. Little by little, kind of worked on getting back range of motion, flexibility, strength, moving, timing, all that sort of stuff. Did that for a while. And then when kind of normal kind of gym, I went back to kind of normal, like gym, lifting weights type of exercises once I was kind of ready for that. And when I kind of got to the point where I could see the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and I knew I could be back training within the next couple of months, I actually picked up yoga. That would help a lot with flexibility and just general body weight strengthening things. So kind of that body awareness and movement and flexibility. I felt yoga was very, very helpful in getting me back to where I needed to be, where I could then train again. Initially coming back, I probably took about a month to ramp up. You were there, you were helpful. I met up about an hour or so before class, and we would just drill. And it was simple. I think I started doing hip skates. Like it was like, all right, we're gonna start from scratch because I got to kind of retrain my body. The first time I tried to roll inverted, I just kind of flopped to the side because I didn't have the core strength anymore to get myself up. It was pretty pitiful. But yeah, it was just a lot of patience, and little by little got back. And I mean, I got to the point now, I mean, work and everything else is keeping me out of training the way I want to at this point. But as far as injury goes, I mean, I ended up competing again after that ACL tear. I was at a brown belt level at the time, and I placed at the tournament. It was good. And that was kind of the, first IBJJF tournament, like, comeback for me after that sort of serious injury. And I survived it. I did well. And this knee, knock on wood, has
knock on wood.
Yeah, knee's been good. That's the least of my concerns right now. Right now, I'm nursing a shoulder injury.
Oh, no. So what are you going to do with your shoulder injury, like, as far as your training? Can you walk us through, like, maybe a little bit of the PT you're going to do, and then maybe the training stuff?
I'm fortunate in the sense that I do have a little bit of knowledge and that I figured out what happened and what I need to do. So it was a kind of a weird position. I got put in almost like essentially what was like a full Nelson type position, and my arm was like stretched just right over my head. So based on that, I didn't feel anything pop. I didn't feel anything tear or anything crazy. I do not think it's a severe injury at all. My shoulder just feels weird. Absolutely got stretched way further than it liked. And knowing the position and kind of understanding it a little bit, I have an idea that it's probably like that upward rotation of my shoulder blade is what got stretched out. So retraining and re-strengthening my downward rotators, my low trap specifically, is where my focus is going to be as far as my rehab with that. So working on that shoulder setting and stability. Initially just kind of getting the strength back in that. And then once I feel that my shoulder is stronger again, I'll do a lot of kind of like weight bearing, perturbation type stuff on the boat too. You kind of like plank positioning on a ball, moving stuff back and forth, just kind of used getting that rotator cuff strong and then that arm stable again, and the shoulder blade, the scapula stable again. That's my plan.
And then going back to training, like, what are you like watching out for? Like,
well, one, you just got to kind of protect yourself. That's obviously the biggest thing. I did train last night. We did a lot of situational stuff. We did some taking the back stuff, and everything worked out to be fine. That wasn't an issue for me. There was one point where the guy kind of got high. I was in turtle. He got a little high with taking the back. And I tried to kind of like back out and push him off me. And as I did that,
this one?
As I did that, he clamped down on my shoulder, on my arm. It hurt. It's like, done. Again, this is not a bad injury. It just doesn't feel right, and I don't want it to turn into anything bad. So me going for doing like some situationals and working on some stuff here and there is not going to put it in any compromising position. That it's going to be fine. I just needed to know where my limits are and not do anything stupid, such as live sparring and live training, where I could put myself in that position. I made it through 2 rounds before I got caught in that position, and I immediately stopped, and that was it for me for the night. It was okay. It was good training. I got a good sweat. I learned some good details. I rolled with a couple of guys that are really tough, and I was able to work that scenario without putting myself in trouble, and I felt good about that. But yeah, as soon as it came up and I did feel that tweak, it's like, all right, well, that's good for me for tonight.